Alright, so welcome back. Hoping you're having a fabulous day. Currently, I think we're really at a point here where we're between a rock and a hard place, and I would recommend, that's why I wanted to make this video, I want to recommend that if you are currently on the fence, you're like, you know what, I don't know if I need to be. I highly recommend you wait and see what happens next, right? Because we're running into a banner. That banner is called A2, and A2 on paper is getting currently theory crafted to freaking hell. People are saying that character has a lot of potential. I wanted to go through it, give my last little bit of take here before the character does release, because we're at a point where 2B is in game. I do still think that she is pretty good for what she is. People are saying that she's mid as hell, which 2 mid is the new community poll on the character, which is shocking, but yeah. Beyond that, we're running into A2. A2 has a lot of potential. I think when the character releases, there is going to be so much testing for like a solid week that we won't really get a general consensus, because we need to do a lot of like OL gear, a lot of messing around with the character to see what she can do, because on paper this can be bad, but it can also be very, very good. Depends. Today, let's talk about that. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Let me just show you some of the things flowing around. First up, my community is coming up with this. I posted this an hour ago before I made this video just to see some votes roll in, and people are saying this. Honest thoughts. How do you think A2 will end up after only seeing the skill kit so far? 58% of players said really good, 35% said mid, 1% said bad, and 6% said broken. Where do I fall in this category? I genuinely think that she can be really good, and if all goes right, as theory crafters are pointing out, she could be a very broken character once built, but that will take a lot of investment. That is like, apparently people are pushing the Alice investment. Again, theory crafters are crafted. Let them craft. Let's see what happens, because I don't know if that's the case, but dude, they are coming up with some insane theories, and I don't know if it's going to come true. I don't know what's going to happen, but you know, people are pushing some boundaries here. There is potential. But right now, let's jog your memory of what the kit actually is. Output increased. Activates when using a burst skill. Burst skill. Affects self, okay? Charge damage up, explosion radius up. Again, not entering full burst. When using burst skill. Not full burst, burst skill. What does that mean? You basically can only activate this 40 seconds, wait for the cooldown, then boom, go back into it again. So it's not a full burst. Most characters that have a full burst, they activate with a great amount of uptime. Here, similar to 2B, it's not happening too often. It will happen basically every other burst. So a little bit of a delay there, but you're kicking up an explosion radius and a charge radius, or charge damage, which is really good, okay? CL2. Activates when hitting with full charge. Affects the target. Deals 30.1% of final attack as additional damage. Kind of sad it's a small multiplier, a pretty small one. Activates when hitting a target with full charge. Affects self. Damage to parts, 40% increase. Now, that can also be pretty good. Again, a bit of a smaller multiplier, but realize that her radius is nuts. So I wonder how everything's going to turn out to be, because those small multipliers can be very good depending on the radius. Because we saw in that video, and you clearly saw, her radius is nuts. It's genuinely like kind of crazy, right? So if you were to look at it, that's the animation. This is what it looks like in there. So you hit this like that. Now this person's over here. Look at that. The radius is very solid for what it is. Now one more rolls up, and it actually hits. So you can clearly see that. It hits from that range. It was aimed over here, and it still hit. So there's the radius. Watch this. From that range, it's still sliced. So I think that this character does have a lot of potential, first off, on that part of it. Burst looks pretty cool, whatever. Then we kick off into the burst. You see that the crits are going through. Her burst is basically much faster than that. And when she does burst, if you can kind of understand this, it is an unlimited burst. The burst has a condition. The condition is if the HP dips below 40%, mode B is deactivated. While mode B is currently procced, own HP decreases every second while attack and charge speed increase. So that's going to happen when mode B is activated. Effect 1 is going to be current HP up. Down by 3.99% every second. Attack up by 15.19, and then effect 3 is charge speed up, right? So whenever you kick into this mode, you can theoretically, potentially, possibly, I don't know what you want to say, keep this mode on forever if you are bringing in a solid healer to get her that 4% back constantly, right? Which, after a lot of testing and analysis, majority of the healers in the game, yes, you might have to upgrade your healer skills, because some of you are rocking low healer skills, but this is an incentive to me basically kind of upgrade some of the healers to give more heals, because she can definitely very much scale. People are saying that Blanc definitely has enough healing capabilities to keep her alive. People are pushing the Summer Mary comp again, and Rapunzel. that's currently the 3 things that I've been seeing as the main healers that are going to really help her. Again, when it drops in game, we'll see how the entire thing is. But again, simply put, this character needs to be tested, and we'll see when this does drop. But I do recommend, if you're on that aspect of, okay, what should I do? And you're really on the fence, just see what A2 can come up with. Remember, she can be a very mid character. She can, I don't think she can be bad, really. The kit will be pretty good. If you want to say like this could be a situation just straight off of summer, 2B was more so closer to the Nier spectrum, though spectrum being much different because Nier was broken, very broken. But you could have her more so the helm of the update. She is not a broken character, but she's a very good character. That could end up being true. I also saw a lot of Reddit posts and a lot of these like little things. This was a really good kind of thing that came up, and I want to show you parts of it. So first, we had an introduction here, kind of showing that over here on the output increased. And again, I want to make sure this is clear. This is theory crafting. This is not going to be how the character releases. If you want to wait to that point, you have to wait till the update drops, and we do testing for at least, I would say, a day or two. It's going to take some time to understand the character and try different comps, mess around with the charge bonuses and stuff like that. So that all has to happen, right? But if we were to look at it, again, it says clearly when this goes up, right, it is absolutely crazy for the character. Because again, on AoE bosses, it's going to be nuts where she might even be able to hit all parts of Mother Whale. Think about that now. That's going to be an actually crazy thing if that were to come true, right? That's there. The multipliers also, there's going to be like a whole math section here, which this person does put a lot of time into this. And yes, it is potentially going to be very good. And the scale of her damage can also be really good. Beyond that, she's going to have some outstanding burst generation, depending on how she turns out in game. Remember, Nier is shown to be hitting 8 to 10 entities, environmental damage objects included at most. However, her burst gen per shot slash entity hit is only 2.8%. This means she'll be guaranteed, or sorry, would have generated 28% of burst energy at most. But it is shown to generate around half of that in that one shot. This is thanks to her skill 1, as it counts it as a separate hit, which similar mechanics should be also present for A2. So we'll see what happens there, right? When it comes to burst mode 2, there's a big little description over here that gives us an idea, but I want to forward over here to campaign. This character has a lot of potential with campaign. Again, when it comes down to it, Litter can provide some cover, Blanc can provide a shield, Blanc can also provide some heals to keep A2 alive. This team has a lot of potential to be used in some content to kind of have some fun with, and, you know, pretty much clear very decently on campaign. There's also this team here with Rupee and Helm. Helm being your healer, Litter being some sort of a sustain and buff unit. So there is potential here, and sustain being mainly cover. But for the most part, these teams could be really good, and more theory crafting is coming out. There's a bunch of characters, right? There's also, I don't know if you know, Uni can be really good for the character. I think it is because affects target enemy. This is not it. Affects all allies. Charging speed up by 9% for 10 seconds, right? That can be very, very good. Defense up. Restores 2.77% of attack damage as HP, okay? And again, there is potential with this character to make some really good synergy with what we have as A2. There's a bunch of other characters that can definitely synergize. But again, the main comparison is Alice is being drawn to this character because Alice has a similar kind of, you know, use case. This is more so Alice with the entire aspect of being a rocket launcher user, which already brings its own benefits. So there definitely is potential, but we'll have to see what happens. I don't want to compare to Alice because she can definitely be a mid Alice, as people are saying. But really, we have to wait and see. Again, special interception, she has a lot of potential. But any thoughts? First, the holy trinity of these 3 things. She seems like a very solid unit that looks strong in all areas of content. However, do wait for proper testing to confirm some more important mechanics mentioned. Which again, as always, as I'm trying to tell you right now, this character has potential. So if you're on the fence, you're like A2, 2B, what should I do? Just wait. If you're also on the fence of duping the character, just wait, see what A2 has to offer. She could be kind of very good, okay? Again, I'll place my little bet here so I can get yelled at afterwards. I genuinely think she can't release to be terrible. I just don't think so. Maybe you could chalk her up to mid because of the team comps and whatnot, but I think that she'll end up to be a very good unit. Just off of my analysis, good is where I'm leaning. And again, if you wonder what the poll ended off with, we have 386. So yes, this video took forever to record. I've been talking for a while. I'm gonna cut out some parts to make sure it's the good parts, but 386, we got the homies over here commenting. Like 2B, I think she'll be good, but not broken. That's what I'm leaning on to. We have the other homie over here. I can't say, but like 2B, A2 needs some sort of healer, like Rapunzel to work. Yeah, again, it's like a similar thing of you need some sort of support unit, like mass is being run for 2B. You need some healer here. So it's gonna, you know, kind of condense the team comps, but I still think that it's not a problem. In most content, you're running a healer anyways. You need to sustain in a way. So just throwing her in with the healer and she gets the buff because of the healer. I don't know, man. Unlimited burst sounds pretty enticing. It sounds pretty enticing. So we'll see. With that being said, yes, that's all I got for you today. Catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, peace, and enjoy, and take care.